These 4 nuts improve circulation and intimacy after 60 life lessons from the elderly. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we're all about living healthier, happier, and wiser as we embrace our golden years. If you're new here, I'm so glad you've joined us. This is a place where we share practical tips, heartfelt stories, and timeless wisdom to help you thrive in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. And if you find value in today's topic, give us a thumbs up. It really helps spread these life-changing tips to others. Today, we're diving into something exciting, practical, and honestly, a little bit personal. We're talking about 4 simple nuts. Yes, you heard that right, nuts that can do wonders for your health after 60. Specifically, we're focusing on how these nuts can improve your circulation and even boost intimacy in your life. Now, I know that word, intimacy, might make some of you blush or raise an eyebrow, but stick with me. Intimacy isn't just about romance. It's about feeling connected, vibrant, and alive in your relationships, whether that's with your spouse, your partner, or even with yourself. And good circulation? That's a foundation of feeling energetic, sharp, and ready to enjoy life to the fullest. I'm going to share why these nuts are so powerful, how they work, and some real-life stories from folks just like you who've made small changes to their diet and seen big results. Plus, I'll sprinkle in some life lessons from the elderly, those wise souls who've lived long, full lives and have so much to teach us about staying healthy and joyful. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tips you can start using today, and I promise it's going to be fun, inspiring, and maybe even a little life-changing. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's dive in. Let's talk about these 4 nuts that can help you feel better, move better, and live better after 60. Why circulation and intimacy matter after 60. Before we get to the nuts themselves, let's talk about why circulation and intimacy are such a big deal as we age. Think about it. Your circulatory system is like the highway of your body. It delivers oxygen, nutrients, and energy to every cell, from your brain to your toes. When your circulation is strong, you feel more alert, your skin glows, your muscles are less achy, and you got that spring in your step. But when circulation slows down, which can happen naturally as we age, you might notice things like cold hands and feet, fatigue, or even trouble concentrating. Now, let's talk about intimacy. I know this can feel like a sensitive topic, but it's so important. Intimacy is about more than just physical closeness. It's about feeling connected to the people you love, feeling confident in your body, and having the energy to enjoy life's special moments. Whether it's a romantic evening with your partner, a heartfelt conversation with a friend, or simply feeling good in your own skin, intimacy is a key part of living well. Here's a quick story to set the stage. I recently spoke with a viewer named Susan, who's 62 and lives in Ohio. Susan told me that after she hit 60, she started feeling sluggish, and her confidence took a hit. She said, "I just didn't feel like me anymore. My energy was low, and I was hesitant to even plan date nights with my husband because I felt so out of sync." Susan's story isn't uncommon, but here's the good news. She made some small changes to her diet, including adding a handful of nuts every day, and within a few weeks, she felt like a new person. Her energy was back, her mood was brighter, and yes, she even felt more connected in her marriage. That's the power of small, intentional choices, and that's what we're exploring today. So, let's get to the stars of the show, the 4 nuts that can help you improve circulation, boost intimacy, and live a healthier, happier life. These are walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts. I'll break down each one, explain why they're so good for you, and share some practical ways to add them to your daily routine. Plus, I'll weave in some life lessons from the elderly to inspire you along the way. Nut number 1, walnuts, the brain and heart booster. Let's start with walnuts. If you ever looked at a walnut, you might have noticed it looks a little like a tiny brain. And guess what? That's no coincidence. Walnuts are incredible for your brain and your heart, both of which are key to good circulation and intimacy. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are like superfood fuel for your blood vessels. Omega-3s help keep your arteries flexible and reduce inflammation, which means better blood flow to every part of your body. Good blood flow is essential for everything from staying sharp mentally to feeling energized physically. Walnuts also contain antioxidants, which protect your cells from damage and keep your heart pumping strong. But here's where it gets interesting for intimacy. Better blood flow doesn't just help your heart. It also supports healthy function in other areas, like your reproductive system. For both men and women, good circulation can improve physical responsiveness and energy, which can make those intimate moments feel more natural and enjoyable. How to use walnuts. Try adding a small handful, about 7 to 10 walnut halves, to your diet each day. Sprinkle them on your morning oatmeal, toss them into a salad, or just eat them as a snack with a piece of fruit. One of my favorite ways to enjoy walnuts is in a smoothie. Blend a banana, some Greek yogurt, a splash of almond milk, and a handful of walnuts for a creamy, heart-healthy treat. Life lesson from the elderly. I once met a 78-year-old woman named Margaret at a community health fair. Margaret was vibrant, sharp, and full of life. She told me her secret to staying young at heart was to feed your body like you love it. She said she started eating walnuts every day in her 50s after her doctor warned her about high cholesterol. Not only did her cholesterol levels improve, but she also felt more energized and confident. Margaret's lesson? Small habits, done consistently, can change your life. So, let's take a page from her book and give walnuts a try. Nut number 2, almonds, the energy and mood lifter. Next up, we have almonds. These little nuts are like a burst of sunshine for your body and mind. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant that supports healthy blood vessels and improves circulation. They're also a great source of magnesium, which helps relax your blood vessels and keeps your blood flowing smoothly. But what I love most about almonds is how they support your mood and energy. Almonds contain healthy fats and protein, which give you sustained energy without the crash you get from sugary snacks. And let's be honest, when you're feeling energized and upbeat, it's a lot easier to connect with the people you love. Whether it's planning a date night or just enjoying a walk with your spouse, that extra energy makes a big difference. A personal anecdote. Let me share a story about my friend Tom, who's 65 and lives in London. Tom used to struggle with what he called midday slumps. He'd feel so tired by 2 p.m. that he'd lose motivation to do anything, including spending quality time with his wife. I suggested he swap his afternoon cookie for a handful of almonds. At first, he laughed and said, "Nuts? Really?" But he gave it a try, and a month later, he called me to say he felt like he'd turned back the clock. His energy was steady, and he even started planning little surprises for his wife, like evening walks by the river. That's the kind of ripple effect we're talking about here. How to use almonds. Aim for about 15 to 20 almonds a day. You can eat them plain, add them to a trail mix with dried fruit, or spread some almond butter on whole grain toast for a satisfying breakfast. If you're feeling fancy, try slicing almonds and sprinkling them over roasted vegetables for a crunchy, nutritious side dish. Life lesson from the elderly. One of the wisest people I've ever met was my neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, who lived to be 92. He used to say, "Your body is your home. Take care of it, and it'll take care of you." Mr. Jenkins was a big believer in eating simple, wholesome foods like almonds to keep his energy up. He'd always have a little bowl of almonds on his kitchen table, and he'd offer them to anyone who stopped by. His lesson? Nourish your body with love, and it'll reward you with vitality. Nut number 3. Pistachios, the stress buster and circulation champ. Now, let's talk about pistachios. These green gems are not only delicious, but also a powerhouse for your health. Pistachios are loaded with potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and keeps your blood vessels relaxed. They also contain healthy fats that support good cholesterol levels, which is crucial for keeping your arteries clear and your circulation strong. But here's what makes pistachios extra special. They're great for reducing stress. Pistachios contain compounds that can lower cortisol, the stress hormone that can wreak havoc on your body and mind. When you're less stressed, your blood flows better, your mood improves, and you guessed it, it's easier to feel connected and intimate with your partner. A viewer story. I got an email from a viewer named Linda, who's 61 and lives in California. Linda said she used to feel so stressed that it was affecting her marriage. She'd snap at her husband over little things, and she felt too overwhelmed to enjoy their time together. On a whim, she started snacking on pistachios instead of chips, and she noticed a difference. She felt calmer, her blood pressure improved, and she and her husband started laughing together again. Linda said, "It's like those little green nuts gave me my spark back." How to use pistachios. A serving of pistachios is about 30 to 40 nuts, which is perfect for a snack. Buy them shelled or unshelled. Unshelled ones are fun to crack open and can help you eat more mindfully. Toss pistachios into a quinoa salad. Blend them into a pesto sauce. Or just keep a small bowl on your desk for a healthy pick-me-up. Life lesson from the elderly. I once attended a talk by a 90-year-old man named George, who was a retired firefighter. George said the key to a long, happy life was to find joy in the little things. For him, that meant savoring simple pleasures like eating pistachios while watching the sunset with his wife. His lesson? Don't let stress steal your joy. Find small ways to nourish your body and soul every day. Nut number 4, Brazil nuts, the hormone and vitality booster. Last but not least, we have Brazil nuts. These big, buttery nuts are like a secret weapon for your health after 60. Brazil nuts are one of the best sources of selenium, a mineral that's essential for hormone balance, immune health, and, yes, circulation. Selenium supports healthy blood vessels and helps your body produce nitric oxide, which relaxes your arteries and improves blood flow. For intimacy, Brazil nuts are a game changer because selenium supports healthy testosterone levels in men and hormonal balance in women. Balanced hormones mean more energy, better mood, and a greater sense of vitality, all of which make it easier to feel confident and connected in your relationships. A caution, Brazil nuts are potent, so you only need 1 to 2 a day to get the benefits. Eating too many can actually be harmful because of their high selenium content, so stick to a small serving. How to use Brazil nuts. Chop 1 or 2 Brazil nuts and add them to your morning cereal. Blend them into a smoothie or eat them plain as a quick snack. I like to keep a few in a small container in my bag for when I'm on the go. It's an easy way to stay consistent. A real-life example. I recently spoke with a man named Robert, who's 67 and lives in Manchester. Robert said he felt like his zest for life was fading in his early 60s. He was tired all the time, and he and his partner were drifting apart. His doctor suggested adding Brazil nuts to his diet for their selenium benefits. Within a few months, Robert noticed he had more energy. His mood was brighter, and he felt more engaged in his relationship. He said, "It's like I got a second wind, just from a couple of nuts a day." Life lesson from the elderly. One of my favorite stories comes from an 85-year-old woman named Clara, who I met at a senior wellness workshop. Clara said her secret to a long, happy marriage was to keep showing up for each other. She and her husband made small efforts every day to stay connected, whether it was sharing a healthy snack like Brazil nuts or just holding hands while watching TV. Her lesson? Love and health go hand in hand. Nurture both and you'll thrive. Practical tips for adding these nuts to your life. Now that you know the power of these 4 nuts, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, let's talk about how to make them a part of your daily routine. Here are some practical tips to get started. Start small. You don't need to overhaul your diet. Begin by adding a handful of one type of nut to your day. Maybe it's walnuts in your oatmeal or pistachios as an afternoon snack. Small changes add up. Mix and match. Create a custom trail mix with all 4 nuts, plus some dried fruit or dark chocolate chips for a treat. Keep a small bag in your car or purse for when hunger strikes. Make it fun. Experiment with recipes. Try almond-crusted chicken, pistachio yogurt parfait, or walnut stuffed dates. Get creative in the kitchen. It's a great way to bond with your partner or family. Stay consistent. The key to seeing results is consistency. Aim to eat a small serving of nuts every day. Set a reminder on your phone, or keep a jar of nuts on your kitchen counter to make it easy. Talk to your doctor. If you have nut allergies or specific health conditions, check with your doctor before adding these nuts to your diet. Safety first. The bigger picture. Life lessons for healthy aging. As we wrap up the main content, I want to zoom out and share a broader perspective. These nuts are amazing, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. Living well after 60 is about more than what you eat. It's about how you live. The elderly have taught us that health, happiness, and connection come from a combination of small, intentional choices. Here are 3 timeless lessons I've learned from wise elders that tie everything together. Move your body. Feed your soul. Whether it's a daily walk, a yoga class, or dancing in your living room. Keep moving. Pair that with nourishing foods like these nuts, and you'll feel unstoppable. Stay connected. Relationships are the heartbeat of a happy life. Make time for the people you love, whether the phone call, a coffee date, or a quiet moment with your partner. Intimacy thrives when you prioritize connection. Embrace every day. The elderly remind us that every day is a gift. Find joy in the little things, whether it's a crunch of pistachio or the warmth of a hug. That's what makes life truly rich. Well, my friends, there you have it. 4 incredible nuts that can boost your circulation, enhance your intimacy, and help you live a healthier, happier life after 60. Walnuts for your heart and brain, almonds for energy and mood, pistachios for stress relief, and Brazil nuts for vitality. These small, simple foods pack a powerful punch, and I hope you're inspired to give them a try. But more than that, I hope you're reminded of the wisdom of our elders, that life is about showing up, staying connected, and nourishing your body with love. Whether you're 50, 60, or beyond, you have the power to make small changes that lead to big results. So, go grab a handful of nuts, call someone you love, and embrace this beautiful season of life. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, which nut are you going to try first? Or share a life lesson you've learned from an elder in your life. Your stories always inspire me. Until next time, keep living healthy, keep living joyful, and keep shining. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.